Club's about winning trophies. I'm inexperienced in a lot of those things.
3-0. Sorry for smiling there.
Almost lost the cup and you win it. The new European champions, the treble, the dream come true for you.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell. But they never give in. And that's the winner.
Welcome to the American Red Devils podcast. I'm John.
I'm Alex.
And we're bringing you the best Manchester United news from this side of the pond.
Ooh, sir, how we doing? We're bringing the enthusiasm. I don't think the boys did yesterday. United get cooked at Brentford. Kind of reminiscent of last season, how we started the year in the heat. Eriksen sweaty cheeks. United just got played off the park. Terrible performance. Worst performance of the year, and this has been a terrible season. So that's the indictment, and especially after the best performance of the season, beating Liverpool in the quarterfinals. So not much to say about this team, about this manager. I just want everything to be over. But what's famous Dennis Green?
Picks against Grossman and 2 fumbles. What did you see about the Bears? We shut them down that way.
No, we just the Bears are what we thought they were. They're what we thought they were. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in the preseason like it's bull? We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. And that's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Thanks, Coach. Crown them.
The thanks, coach, is the best part of that, by the way. Thanks, coach.
Bees are who we thought they were, sir. The Bees. And Manchester United, unfortunately for me, they are who I thought they were. Manchester United. This team's been bluffing ever since day one. We saw the Wolves game. We flew across the pond to see them against Fulham. It's the same old shitfootball.com. We've coined it this season. It has not changed. It is not changing. And when Anthony is getting ready to come on against Brentford, when that midfield has been wide open and we are desperate for a change, we need to make adjustments. They are not happening. Doing the same thing over and over, sir, is insanity, and I feel like insanity has taken over Manchester United. Look, the Muppets really enjoyed that heater from Liverpool, but we played just as shit. Anthony bailed us out with that goal, and that triggered some passion and desire that we haven't seen all year. But make no mistake, over the 80 minutes until that point, it was not pretty, and it hasn't been pretty this entire season. The only time we showed up was the Crystal Palace B team and dominated them for 90 minutes. I'm a Robot played as well. He actually looked good, but just bluffing all day. Wholesale changes at United. They're all going to go. Everybody's going to go. Burn it down to the ground. Need to start again. And we're playing for 5th place. Just to remind everyone, we're not even going to get 5th place. Is Manchester United a serious football team? 30 shots against Brentford? Probably not.
I mean, not right now. I think we were a little better than you characterized last game, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day because, like I said, this team can get up for a match.
Wasn't great.
It was better. It was much better than this was.
Extra time?
We
totally
over
agree.
the 120.
Extra time, I agree.
It's my opinion. You think
no, but it was a Moments FC game.
No,
but we're moments. We got moments, bro.
That's what I'm talking about. You know? We have no sustainability in this squad, right? You play well. I thought we played well. If you don't, that's fine. But we didn't play well yesterday. We played terrible yesterday. And like you said, the most damning thing is that there was no change. Like Anthony on for Garnacho in the 59th minute, not bringing Eriksen on to try and control the midfield, gain some possession. We just you never had the ball. We just kept giving it away to them. And at the same time, they cooked us. I mean, they played better than they played when they beat us 4-0. It's just that Onana had a good game, kept us in it, big double save, and they hit the post 3 times. So this game, this coach, this team, the coach has got to go. I've turned on him. He's got to go. But also these players they're bluffers, bro. Half of them are bluffers. The only ones who I think have staying power are the kids. And I'm lumping in Money Mount in that category because he's young. He's 25. He's got a lot of years left. We got to start, like I said, we got to burn it down. We need a fresh start. I don't know who we're going to get in the summer. I don't know if it's going to come sooner than that. But I could see this week turning ugly. And all of a sudden they're making a change in April, sir.
I wouldn't even let him on the bus after the match. Get a taxi back to Manchester.
I mean, it was that type of night. It's that type of night. It's that type of season. Look, it's been frustrating as a fan. And I said it. You have moments against Liverpool. The great winner, exciting game. I'm just saying the tactics, the setup, and ultimately what won us was throwing everything in the kitchen sink. So it wasn't like we had figured something out. Huge moment, great vibes, amazing against the rival. Putting, like I said, it was like when we beat City, come back after being down 2-0, and we denied them the title. That was awesome to celebrate, but it's not a trophy. It didn't really mean much. I mean, like getting one over Klopp on the way out the door, huge. As far as vibes, this is Manchester United. We're talking titles, trophies. And you can play bad. You can lose at Manchester United. I want to be very clear about that. The manager, great results. Like these results, you can't say they're horrible, at the end of the day. Not the worst results we've seen, but you can't play like that and be the head coach of Manchester United. It is dire to watch. Brentford has won 2 in the last, 18 games. Their whole back line is out, and they're just taking it to us at the G-Tech Community Stadium. I put some respect on the G-Tech. It was just, we've seen it even like the lower division teams in the FA Cup. We've won, but we haven't played well, and we've given teams a go. Everyone has a go at United, and look at the shot totals. The manager has to change it. He has to change it. I'm begging this guy. Just admit you're wrong. Just literally come out with a different midfield. Like, have a different look. Or play McTominay and it not work out. We're getting cooked against Brentford. Then change it. I just feel like he's a little stubborn. He's been doing the same thing. Playing the 2-10s, giving up the midfield. Mainu stuck there. We're wide open. The press does not work. We get played through like a hot knife through butter. Like, it's just a mess. And it's clear it's a mess. And what is the most concerning thing is we are not fixing it. Like, there is no solution. There has to be a solution because those players on that pitch wearing that Manchester United jersey are better on an individual basis than the Brentford players. But as a sum, we are not better. And that is like why the alarm bells are ringing. And the fact we're not making adjustments, like you said, is just, it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. It's like a car crash in slow motion and you're watching this amazing club that we love. And it's just brutal.
You can't even believe what's happening. It's like I was watching the Villarreal final in the Europa League. It's like, where's the subs? Where's the subs? You couldn't believe it. You couldn't believe Ole did not make a sub.
It's not working.
It's like, you're like, this is not working, dude. And I'm not a coach. And I never played top flight football, but I've been watching this game for 20 fucking years. And I know, like, you gotta switch it up. You gotta throw something else. And yesterday, it's not even that big of an indictment to play like shit for 60 minutes. The indictment is like, the subs made no fucking sense. The subs made no sense. Should have brought Mount on early. Should have brought Eriksson on. Like, I was saying this team, we were watching the game. Like, what would have Fergie done? Fergie plays the guy he used to play at the club that we're playing against because that's how football works. And sometimes you get some magic there. And, like, guess what? Eriksson would have calmed things down, helped us hold on to the ball. It was a fucking mess. And there's no answers. And the coach is so stubborn that he can't help but just dig in more. And the players are like, the only way this approach works is everyone works their ass off. And these guys are not working their ass off. So we need a fresh start. We need a new guy in the summer. We need to sell all the players probably who are over 25. And then we got to start over. And we're going to get worse. We're going to get worse before we get better. But like this shit ain't working. And fans are losing their mind. And John and I are losing our minds. It's like, we got to start over, bro. We need to clear the air and get like the benefit of the doubt that you get in England once you fire your manager. Everyone's going to be like, oh, okay. United's back for a minute. And we need that. We need a breath of fresh air because right now we're suffocating.
Suffocating. Speaking of suffocating, sir, quick PSA for the podcast. You like the American Red Devils? We are for fans, by fans, giving you that hot fan take for every game this season, which, oh my God, it's been a tough watch. Shipfootball.com, please stop having the holiday sale. Please put it away. I mean, like, shut down the website. We're dying here. You want to support the fan take, the bias fan take, check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/American Devils. Do a behind the scenes episode every single month. Tons of benefits. Support fan generated content. Also check out our store, americadevils.store, our blog, americadevils.com. Sir, tell them about iTunes reviews.
iTunes reviews and 5-star reviews of the American Devils podcast, wherever you listen. It goes a long way. Helps us get found organically. It helps us get found by other top Muppets. And we're giving away free merch. All you have to do is write a 5-star review wherever you listen, but ideally on iTunes or Spotify, and send a screenshot of that review to americadevils@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll personally pick, pack, and ship some free ARD gear. Send it right to your door anywhere in the world. Here's a great review from John Juarez Garcia. Awesome show, awesome podcast. These guys put the work in to deliver the most up-to-date and accurate information about Manchester United. I enjoy how honest they are about the club and our current situation right now. I always look forward to listening right after a match to get their thoughts. Thanks again, and thank you, John.
That's right. We're talking Brentford 1, Manchester United 1, G-Tech Community Stadium, the Fortress. Eric Ten Hag goes with Onana in net. Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lindelof, Delo, Mainu, McTominay, Bruno midfield, Rashford, Højlund, and Garnacho on the right. How are we feeling about this lineup?
This made more sense, the same lineup as the Liverpool game. This made more sense against Liverpool because you would think Liverpool's going to have more of the ball. Yeah, McTominay helped defend. I thought, an Eriksen would have been helpful, right? Like trying to possess the ball. So I had some concerns, see McSauce, but what did you think when you saw this 11?
Again, the 11 wasn't concerning to me. I didn't like McTominay, totally. Mount is on the way to recovery. And then, like you said, Eriksen, it just seems like in this situation, you need to go and be confident away against Brentford, control the ball, win the midfield, and then just get it to Garnacho, Rashford, and Højlund. They'll do the magic and score goals. I just felt like the McTominay was survival football from the manager, sir. Let's get into that first half. 10 minutes of decent football and 90 minutes of, it was rough. It kind of faded. We came out with piss and vinegar, but
worse.
Same thing against Liverpool. It came out, piss and vinegar can't hold the pace. 24th minute, United sliced through. Tony one-on-one hits the post past Onana, but they were going into the game even before that. 32nd minute, Bees hit the crossbar. United under the cosh the entire half. And the strategy from the manager, the press was ineffective. Playing out the back didn't work. Hoofball to Onana, which would be recycled back to Brentford. The second balls, we weren't winning everything going against United, and then the players kind of shrug after that. When they kind of come against it, you can tell the Lindelofs of the world not doing a good job. 38th minute, huge chance for Brentford again. 43rd, nice save from Onana. Shout out to Onana. He had a great game. Only guy who wasn't embarrassing.
And Mount.
And Mount.
I think the take, if you're trying to be positive, if you're trying to be like a cockeyed optimist, Onana had a really good game, which kept it from being 4-0. 4-1, and Money Mount, bro. What a finish. What a finish he had. We almost stole it.
He's a player. Like I said, second half, you think at this point, I think Brentford had more than one XG. United had
couldn't believe that we make subs, real subs. We only made a
this is
sub.
The time you change it. You gotta get a hold of the midfield. It's clear as day. We're giving them the ball. Can't play it out the back. Our press is ineffective. They're cutting through us. We need an adjustment. You could take Bruno off. You could take McTominay off.
It's obvious.
Totally agree. But we needed something here, and to not change it is really perplexing. He did sub Maguire for Varane, but that was an injury. 54th, nice chance for Haaland, probably best one we created all match. I thought it was offsides in the build-up, unfortunately, for this one as well. So I think Bruno was actually offside, so even this chance shouldn't have counted, or if he scored, it wouldn't have. 56, great double save from Onana. Again, you're going to hear us singing his praises. Wissa hits the post again. We were getting cooked. 59th, Antony comes on. This is just a laugh. Have a laugh here. Antony's coming on. We're not changing the midfield.
This is the guy's playing for his life. He's grasping at straws. It's he's putting his boy in. 59th minute, Garnacho, who he definitely wasn't worse than Rashford was, who wouldn't pass the ball. So, strange one. I think he's just
looking for who's going to play.
Exactly.
Ultimately, what it's survival. You read between the lines, even after the Liverpool game, these players aren't that jazzed about playing for this manager. Just you get right to the chase. It's and you know who is going to come on and try to win it? Antony. He will. He's his boy. There's loyalty there. And I think you have to say, why does he always come on? And that's probably a solid reason. 69th minute sub Martinez for Lindelof, who cooked his hammy after getting
dusted by
remember he got back heel and he literally did his hammy because he's not in shape and he's no good.
Tony beat him so bad at one point.
To the inside, it's he's just the basics positionally are off. The guy's softer than they cut, as soft as they come. Honestly, put me back there, coach. Like I'd at least
don't
put
do
a
that.
solid
Don't-
elbow in
don't
the
do that
lower
to him.
back of
Don't
Tony
do
and let him know.
He gets sent off.
72nd minute. Yeah, well, that's a strategy. Brentford score. They're just offsides. We're getting absolutely cooked, sir. At this point,
Sizzled,
it's like
baby.
it's like,
Sizzled,
hey,
sizzled.
the steak should be medium rare
No,
at
it's
most.
well
And
done.
we were like, well
Well
done
done.
at this point, like especially like Lindelof's hamstring. 78th minute, Brentford hit the
could you?
post, double sub Mount. Finally, some ballers coming on. Mount and Casemiro for Rashford and Mano. Casemiro didn't even look like he wanted to come
No,
on.
he didn't. No, he didn't.
There's the vibe. That's all.
It
Like
sucks, dude.
we're gonna read
Sad.
between the lines. Anthony, 59th minute. Casemiro couldn't be asked. Great player,
But
by
where's
the way.
Erickson?
It's
You
a-
need control.
hey,
I don't know.
let my boy Mason.
I mean, Mount looked good, dude.
Mason Money Mount.
96 minutes.
Hoyland, McTominay, Casemiro throwing it on. It's Mason Mount, and that is smash and grab personified. But it could be the moment that kickstarts his Manchester United career. Mason Mount in the 6th minute of stoppage time. Frank's men see their hearts broken in.
What a goal, Mason Mount. Mason Mount, let's go. What a
They
finish.
have come up with a moment.
From nothing. And that
could
just like
transform their
side netting
season.
finish too.
They were just having their best period of this second half. And Mason Mount, who's
Great
struggled
finish.
with injury since he's
Great
arrived at the
finish from
club.
Mason. Unbelievable
Could
finish
well
from
have
Mason
scored
Mount.
A goal
United
that propels United
finally showing a little bit of heart. I mean, the most heart
into
I
the
saw
top
from this team
four.
is when they celebrated
They've
this
got a lot
goal.
of
Which,
work to do. They're still
we had won this
chasing
game,
Aston Villa.
I would have loved it because I'm a Muppet. But you would have been like, Jesus, I have never seen us
I thought we were gonna win.
get. I'd not. I knew.
I kept saying during the game, we're gonna
I
win
didn't.
because we're playing so bad, and I've seen this team play this bad and win so much.
I would have never seen us play this bad and win a game ever. Probably.
Like this season's been this.
we
This has
made
been
them
the
look
story.
like City, bro. We made them look like
They're not
like
the only team we
old-
conceded 30 shots against. We were conceding shots against
They're in
bad
15th
teams,
place.
dude. I know it's horrible. And then obviously, could we hang on?
On the top from Goss, brought down by Tony. Getting to the byline, setting it up. The lead lost.
That
in
fucking defending.
Bale.
That defending, bro.
Christopher Ayer. And it is richly deserved.
Well, that is character. Massive character after conceding a goal which you think is going to be the winner.
I mean, both Mount and McTominay bite, but
the
you
worst
know,
defending
but
I've
like
ever
I mean,
seen,
like
bro.
look, if you look at McTominay, it's like why is he going to the touchline like a center back? There's
They
so many
all
players
ball
that
watch. They're all ball
no
watching.
Casemiro at 2. It's like oh my god.
Here's the
It's
deal.
just,
we
don't know
didn't
how
deserve
to-
a point. We didn't deserve a point.
Martinez
we certainly
got cooked
didn't,
by
we
Tony.
didn't deserve
Dude.
3.
He got cooked.
I'll
You
tell you
see
what,
that?
thank Tony,
He
bro.
did. I'm just letting you know, like he got cooked, dude. Like he got.
Okay, we all got cooked.
I'm just like Martinez coming on. He's a good player. I'm just
come
letting you
back
know
from
he shouldn't
injury.
get cooked like that.
No, he shouldn't. But
Nope.
Tony's a good player, bro. And that's the game. 1-1. Like you said, United got a point. We didn't deserve a point. We didn't deserve a point. We certainly didn't deserve 3 points. And I think they played better than they played when they beat us 4-0. And I actually think the XG shows that as well, sir.
The XG from this game 3.11 to our 0.5. Last season when they cooked us 4-0, it was 2 to 0.68. To see the difference between those two score lines is actually tells you a lot about where we are. At the lowest of the low last season, we're below that by a significant margin, which means we are not generating more XG and we are conceding like a handful more. And that is just the way United's been playing. 31 shots to Brentford to our 11, 5 on target, to be fair. They did kind of take some wild efforts, but the theme of the season
XG, bro,
is
XG.
no team in the Premier League has conceded as many shots as Manchester United since January 1st. And the 85 touches by Brentford in our third is the most by any team this season in the Premier League. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
I think it's the most by
we're
any
getting
team
cooked.
in the Premier League in 3 years.
It's like we're getting
This was an indictment. This is an indictment about the squad. This is an indictment by the coach, the players, bro. Like the players showed no heart until Mount came up with just like a bit of magic, and we should have been blown out in the first half. It should have been 3-0 in the first half, 2-0, 3-0 in the first half. I've never seen us play that bad against a team that's so bad. It's like one thing to get blown out by City or a rolling Liverpool, but like Brentford are not, they're dangerous. It's Premier League. They're always frisky, but they're not. We made them look like 2011 Barcelona, bro. Like those guys all juiced up.
Made him look something. We're in 6th. What does it mean for United? Draw 48 points, 0 goal differential, holding Not negative, sirs. Not negative. 8 points behind Tottenham, who played 29. 8 points behind Villa, who's played 30. Mark my words here on the pod. This is not over yet. Everyone you listen to is saying this is over. I do not think it's over because this has been the weirdest play horrible football, win irrationally season that I've ever seen. And I know there's choke in Villa and Tottenham. There's going to be one of them that are going to drop serious points. And I think we're going to just like Brentford. We probably should have got 3 points. We'll probably get 3 points against Chelsea. Don't deserve it, but we'll get it. Like, these crazy results are good. We'll probably beat Liverpool. Like, I actually think somehow...
You're crazy, man.
I think somehow we could beat Liverpool. Like, it's just this team
We beat them last week. Of course
This
we could beat
team
them.
is perplexing. They literally have come up with a new style of play, which is like concede as many shots as possible,
And then
tire
try
out
counter.
the opponent,
Yeah.
and then counter in extra time. Like somehow that, and then start carrying in the 85th minute, start like realizing you can actually play the game. This team is like makes no sense. That's why I think like it's still on the block. I doubt we're going to get it, but I definitely think one of the Villa or Tottenham are going to fade, and we will win enough to be relevant because
You think you're going to go down to the last couple of games? I do think that, I think it's over. Because I just don't see it.
unless we finally get the death kneel, like if
This
like,
week, I'm telling you, it could be over in a week. It
like,
could be
yes,
over this
I
week.
agree.
We could lose to
I-
both
like-
games, and that could be it.
and it like
interim. Bro.
yes.
Interim.
no, I don't think that's gonna happen. Let's hear from the man. He looks cooked.
No, but we didn't deserve to win. But if you're winning, you have to take this. And I would say normally we are very good in such circumstances. If we score just before time, we show resilience all through the game. But in points of aggressiveness, Brentford was better, and we should show more passion and desire in many moments in the game. But as I say, when you're winning the game, and then you should bring it over the line.
You spoke after the Liverpool game. There's obviously quite a big high about using it as a turning point and that momentum and things. How do you explain a performance like that after such a good performance or a good result against Liverpool?
You can never compare such levels and performances. But also, when you don't play well, you still have to win, and we did it almost. And that is my big disappointment, that you have to bring it over the line. And as I say, we didn't play well, but there was spirit, there was fight, but not enough. But it was enough to get a 1-0 goal and then bring it over the line. And also before that, we had a big chance by Rasmus Højlund. Chris.
Call it day, sir. Call it day.
I'm not a body language expert, sir, but what do you think?
I said this before. It's like they have this, like if you look at like American presidents before they start, after their first term, they all look like they age like 40 years, 20 years. I don't think that's dissimilar these days to Manchester United. It's like, it's just, it's a fucking shit job. And he looks fucking like he aged 10, 15 years in less than 2. So, hey, he's a one-way train. He's on a one-way ticket going outside of Manchester. And the only thing I give him credit for is like, at least he admitted that we didn't play well. At least he admitted that we got outplayed. Because usually, like, we've seen him say, like, we were great. We played great. We should have won. He didn't do that, so I'm actually giving him some credit.
No, this is me. I'm I'm pulling the X Files.
Let's hear it.
Here's the deal. Everybody's gonna be.
Here's the
like,
deal.
I listen to a lot of bullshit out there, right? There's so much bullshit in the world, like, and AI is going to create more AI bullshit. Everyone's like, back the manager, support the team, this and that. It's like, this new ownership ain't going to fuck around, right? And here's the deal. What happened to this team happened in preseason, and there was a crisis behind the scenes in the locker room. Something happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know whose fault it was.
It happened.
But before the season started, it happened, and that's why we came out against Wolves, and it looked like we have no idea. We are not playing football. Everything we learned last year is gone. I thought losing the FA Cup final to City would galvanize this team, and you look for moments in teams, and that moment where we gave City the treble should have been like the fire in our belly to like come out this year and really just really pick up the pace. And unfortunately, I think this combination of the players being bluffers and the manager being like a psycho, stubborn Dutchman and driving them so hard has created a rift that started before the season. And what you've been seeing all season is just this whole thing playing out with Rashford and Sancho and Casemiro and Varane and Ahmad and like all this locker room drama and individuals that are worried about themselves and they're not playing as a team, because what you saw on the pitch against Brentford was a team versus individuals who care about their Instagram and their payroll and what car they're driving. And that's the thing. It's like that's the real core issue at Manchester United. I'm sure Ten Hag has been waging the war to make it not about that. But rightfully or wrongfully, something happened and it's been spilling into this season. And that's why the manager's playing survivor football. He has no plan B. There's no options. The players, if you watch the Brentford game, they don't look fussed.
No, they don't.
They're
They
not
didn't run,
motivated.
bro. They
They're
were
not
running,
trying
they
to make
weren't pressing.
top 5.
No.
It's a shame to see them wear the jersey. It hurts to watch. It's sad. Ten Hag, look, he fought the fight. It's coming to the end. Is it his fault? I don't know. I just know that there's a giant mess. I know Ineos knows there's a giant mess, and I think that's why you're hearing them leak new managers, because they just got to like wipe the slate clean and make it a full assessment of the team. It has to just be like, hey, there's too much baggage going on with what happened with Ten Hag and all these guys, and we literally have to get rid of Ten Hag and just assess the team and go from there. And it's almost like he could succeed somewhere else. It's almost like he was doomed to fail, but you can't dress up shit football. It's been shit all year. He hasn't fixed it. They haven't made up. They haven't figured it out. Like, as a leader of men, which he is, you got to figure it out. Otherwise, you're going to lose your job, because you can do a lot of things at Manchester United as Manchester United manager, and you can't play football like that and keep your job. This is the way it is. And right now we're playing so poorly and have done over such a long period of time that there's just no conclusion other than to move on. Despite his win record, despite these results, it's just... though some of the worst football, it's having nightmares like Rangnick. Like, I thought that season would be the worst it's ever been, and like seeing this has just been, watching that yesterday, it's just hard to watch. And we watch every game. It's brutal.
It's brutal, and you nailed it. I think you nailed it. It's a combo of like you said, these players lack mental fortitude. Something happened in the summer around personnel.
That's my X-Files take.
I don't disagree with that, and I think like he's too fucking stubborn, too dug in. And a lot of his tactics, he's just been so unwavering in what he's doing. So we need a fresh start. We need a clean slate. We need to start over. He'll do his own thing, whatever. It's the players are what make me sad, because like, you can get a new manager, but we got a lot of players, a lot of high paid players, and players that I really liked heading into the season, who were like, these guys are kind of embarrassing. We've been saying this for years, but like this season's made it the most stark. It's one thing to go through the motions under a Rangnick, who everybody knew was going to get pushed out because he was saying too many truth bombs that the previous regime could not handle, and I'm sure some of the players could not handle. And now it's like these guys are still doing the same thing. Next manager will come in with the same shit, and then it'll just take years to kind of like flush out the mess that is Manchester United. But we need a fresh start. We need a change of pace. And like you said, Ineos know what the fuck they're doing. They're trying to get the best people in the game. And you know what? Like, in the interim, they might not need the best coach they can get. They might not like go above their odds to try to get a Nagelsmann or a Tuchel. They might need a Southgate or that fucking guy at Wolves, because like they probably just want someone to like train them, find out who's actually willing to work, who's not, and then like do a giant refluff of a squad.
That's why they want inside man.
Which kind of makes sense. Like, you need like a nobody who is like would be lucky to get the job, like Southgate,
someone they
like
can
Graham
trust,
Potter,
someone they know,
someone who will do whatever they say and will not deviate from whatever they tell them to do,
and somebody who can really assess this team and be honest. Like, is Rashford savable? Is like Antony a player?
You watch it.
No, but but you know, you can't judge it when like it's like when a relationship goes bad, say with these players and this manager, everyone's biased. So it's like the equivalent of my kids fighting over something and just blaming each other incessantly. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm taking that toy away. Yeah, nobody gets it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you basically need to be like, nope, like I'm not going to listen to either camp. I'm going to get a new guy in and he's going to make a clean assessment, and then we'll judge him, what he says, because you guys damage goods. And I think honestly, that's what has happened behind the scenes. And yes, there's reasons Ten Hag got hard done by these bluffers, and there's also reasons why he brings Antony on. It doesn't change the midfield, and you know what? It's not a match made in heaven, and I have a feeling that we're probably going to see the end of it sooner rather than later. And I'm calling balls and strikes on this pod. I'm not just being that fan. Back the manager. When you see it falling apart. No, but I'm saying it's just like there's the countervailing take as a fan is you should always back the manager back. It's not about the manager. It's about the players. It's about the ownership. It's about what is going on around the team and being honest about like, how did this season go so bad? And I bet you we're going to know why soon. I bet you at the end of this season, it'll be like 10 Hog's fired, and then bam, dirty laundry, article. It's going to be crazy.
Same day. It comes out like within days. And I think we could see an outcome where we basically have the exact same season that Van Gaal had in his last season. Van Gaal won the FA Cup and finished in 6th. But at the end of the day, he got fired because his football sucked. He was awful to watch. And this is awful to watch.
Yes.
This is awful. This is awful football, and that was awful football. And guess what?
This is awful. This is like Van Gaal, you knew what he was trying to do. Now Van Gaal this is like, worse because you have no idea what they're trying to do, and it's going horribly. It's like
Van Gaal's was bad. It was all bad.
It was boring, but
Van Gaal
you
was
could
old.
At least see what he wanted to do.
It kind of made sense that he was old. His signings were terrible. It's and that's. He should get fired because he has to change it up.
No, it's not. He should. He will get. If you play football like that,
fired, sir.
You will get fired.
He's getting fired, and he should be fired. And
I think
no hard feelings.
I think it's more related
to
Ajax
and have a good time.
I think that it's more related to whatever happened in the summer. Something
happened. Personnel.
There's something, and that was Sancho, and then Rashford, and then all this stuff, and then you have loyalty factions, and then you're playing that game, and you're not playing football, and then the season's a wash. Not quite a wash, sir, because we have the Chelsea Blues. Stamford Bridge. Thursday, April 4th, 12:15 Pacific, 3:15 Eastern. Don't know why we need those extra 15 minutes. Games won versus Chelsea, 83. Drawn, 56. Lost, 55. We absolutely own Chelsea. First time we played them, 1905, we drew 0-0. Last 5, unbeaten against the Chelsea Blues. I like that streak. 2 wins, 3 draws. You feeling confident, sir? You love dogging them. You love dogging Chelsea. You love dogging Poch. They're in 11th place.
They're 11th place. So
Alex should feel confident.
They should be dogs.
Usually just
they're the only team that spent more money than us, and they're in the.
And they could cook us up like a Thanksgiving ham.
We beat them early this season. Didn't play that well. We still beat them. So I'm not confident because this team doesn't give me confidence. I have no confidence in this team. So no, I'm not confident. I think it could be the end this week. I think it could we get
death kneel.
Lose
this week.
4-1, lose 5-1 to Liverpool. That's basically a wrap. And then who do we have after that? Someone that we should be beating that we might not. So just put us out of our misery. Call it. We're ready to call it.
No,
48 points.
Never.
We'll call it today.
I think we're gonna play horrible and win. Let's go. Last 4, Chelsea drew Brentford 2-2, beat Newcastle 3-2. FA Cup quarters, they beat Leicester City, and they drew Burnley, and Burnley ain't good, sir. So they're all over the place.
They drew a 10-man Burnley.
10-man.
They're not good, but we're shit too. So it's all relative.
Poch has got them playing the 4-2-3-1. Your favorite neck tattoo, Mudryk, Jackson, Raheem Sterling kicking into the bleachers. Conor Gallagher's legit. Chalaba, Sir Cucurella, we were linked to him as well. Cole Palmer, he is actually one of the signings of the summer.
Yeah, he's their best player.
And the 100 million pound man, Moise Caicedo. This team we saw at the EFL final. They played well. I watched United play Fulham, and we were worse than how Chelsea played Liverpool the next day. So let's see what the odds makers have. Injuries before we get to the odds. Luke Shaw, Malacia, he's missing. Call the American Devils hotline if anyone finds Malacia. Martial still plays for us. That is funny.
You'll never see him again.
That is funny.
Will he ever get one more minute? He's leaving this summer.
Tony
Martial.
Martial.
Is he going to get one more minute of Manchester United football? Will he play one more minute? I don't
If
think.
Ten Hag makes it to the end of the season, which I 100% think he will, Martial, if he's healthy, will play 100%. That's also a fair thing to do.
He should.
I don't hate Tony Martial. He should get a farewell at home, at least sub in to clap up the fan. I mean,
he's been here 8 years.
Has it been that bad? I don't dislike the guy at all. I just think relying on him to be one of your 2 number 9s for a season is comical. That's I laugh at the front office, but Martial, he gave us some good years. And, he's he's obviously a bluffer. But
he's
whatever.
soft. He's soft. He had the injury crisis, but I think a lot of it's the same way Anderson always got injured. Anderson always got injured because he's out of shape. I think Martial
Also, just like that,
he's had bad luck.
That position doesn't exist anymore. Almost, like you think about him as a striker, and it's like kind of slow, hold up striker.
Yeah.
Like that kind of went away. And so he really never transformed his game. He should have, got a little quicker, stronger, etc. But he's chilling with those gloves on. Martinez, Martinez, we just saw a return. Ahmad's back as well from suspension, which is a win. Evans injured. Casemiro is back. Maguire is back. So we're actually healthy. We're actually healthy coming in this game, which again, the excuse factory. We've been injured all season. That's been the reason why we haven't been able to win. So now we should be going on a run, sir. What do you got for your 11?
I got Onana in net, Delo, Maguire, Martinez, AWB. I'm going to do Mount, Kobe, Bruno. I hope we stay in midfield. We almost certainly will not. Rashford, we should though. Just the same way you should play Eriksen against fucking Brentford.
I thought that's why we signed Mason Mount, was to play.
That's a great midfield.
Bruno.
That's a really good midfield. That's the best midfield we could play. So I would play that. He probably won't. And then Rashford, Højlund, and Garnacho. He's probably going to start Anthony, because if you pull a guy off at the 59th minute, you usually don't start the next match.
I'm going to go with your same lineup. I think that's it. I mean, to me, it's clear. Martinez comes in. You have to bring Mount into the midfield.
Have to.
Or Eriksen. That could be the only change if Mount isn't ready.
That would also
he
work.
Only played 6 minutes, right? So I doubt he's ready for a start. So maybe Eriksen.
Yeah. So it'd be McTominay then.
All right, sir. Let's get into the betting game here. Booking the bookies. What do we got for odds, sir?
Dollar. Chelsea, the favorites. Woo! What do you think about that, sir? 11th place. Minus 105 for Chelsea, plus 290 for the draw, plus 240 for United. Actually, if I was a betting man, I'd be betting the draw. Sir, given the odds, what is your score prediction?
I have no.
I have no prediction.
As far as I think we'll play horrible and win 1-0. I think it will be Chelsea have 45 shots and somehow we win. Mason Mount. Let's go.
I think we lose 3-1 Chelsea. You think
this is going to be the death march?
I think this is the beginning of the end. Beginning of the end. Here we go.
Are you sad it's the beginning of the end? You say that's like a bold statement to say. You're calling it before it even becomes the end.
Dude, I'm a company man, bro. I'm a Manchester United, a little bit of a Muppet, where I will back a guy who's represented the club, even if I shouldn't.
The manager.
Yeah, and you know what? It's I can't
with
defend.
that football, bro.
I can't defend. Sir, let me finish my
I'm just
point.
saying this season.
I can't. He won time with me because he played well last season. So that's why
I agree.
I didn't cut him out at Wolves.
You get one.
Game 1.
So if you based on last season, you get another.
You get one bad shit season, and that's this season. And if he turned it around in February, March, April, and we finished 5th and we won the FA Cup, or even made it to the final and held our own.
Fifth, no FA Cup,
He's
and
still
we,
going
and
to
we stopped conceding 30 shots a game.
If we played better, if
he
he put Eriksen on in the 60th minute instead of putting Anthony, I'd give him a go. But I think at this point, you've convinced me that they kind of just need a nobody. They kind of need a nobody. They don't need Tuchel. They don't need Nagelsmann. They don't need Zidane. They need Gary O'Neill. So that's why I included this, because it's Gary O'Neill. Because you know what? Based on Ineos, they probably want to get in some guy who will just do training, take it really seriously.
It's like when Newcastle hired Eddie Howe.
Exactly right. Some
it's
guy
like
who
when
can get
Newcastle
you from C to
hired
D.
Eddie Howe. It was a guy, got relegated with Bournemouth. He got fired, but he knows the league, and he can kind of be the front man while you're kind of moving bodies around. And
Get
he
you in
can
top
be trusted.
4 one season, right? Just like he did last year. Both those
exactly.
managers.
But it's Ineos is going to make mistakes, and Newcastle's going to make mistakes. You just don't go straight from the bottom to the top. You go up and down and all around, and then you learn more about your team. You sign Tonali, and then the guy's gambling. It's that's all right as well. But this Gary O'Neill one, this is just a little bit of I wasn't. Gary O'Neill doesn't want to be the manager of Manchester United, and I don't really care for him.
You don't think he wants to be the manager of Manchester United? Everybody wants
he I thought he said he basically didn't want the position when he was asked.
He's the
about
manager of Wolves, bro.
I know.
He would eat through my arm to be the manager.
But this
of
is the
Manchester
theme of the whole why is Manchester United being linked aggressively to these like not exciting managers when there are exciting managers available?
Right.
And the answer would be like, look at Liverpool this week. Xabi Alonso said no.
Yeah, he said no, thank you.
And I texted my Liverpool buddy a bunch of memes about like how Liverpool ain't nobody because they aren't. And after Klopp leaves, they're gonna be back where we are, and we need to find the guy before the guy. And I think Ineos is thinking about this right. If you get an Eddie Howe type to be the manager for the next 2 to 3 years, it's like no drama. Just like if you think about it, exactly like Eddie Howe is not going to inspire Newcastle to win the league. He's not going to inspire them to win the Champions League. He just doesn't have it. But is he a pragmatic coach that is going to build a squad over time to play better and take the club in the right direction? Yes. Is he going to win anything? No. And it's almost like United need that for 2 to 3 seasons, and then get the Nagelsmann, and then get the Tuchel, and then get the guy to bring you over the line. And I just have a feeling like it's time United just admit we're not going to try to win now. Every other season, every other manager has been like, we're going to win something. We're going to win. It's time to say we're not going to win something for a while, but we are committed to this process and we will see it through, and it will be difficult. But at the end of the day, there's daylight. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, sir. And I want to be marching towards that light. And that is what will excite me because I just need to get these bluffers out. And that's the only way you can get them out is get a new guy in, reset baseline, evaluate the players, and then make big calls. Rashford, Bruno, Maguire, McTominay, all these names. And you know what? All those names aren't going to leave as soon as you want them. Unfortunately, Magoo's probably going to hang out for another season. Lindelof might sign a year extension. This is going to be the deal where we have to like patch the team together and then make 2 to 3 years of moves.
I like Maguire more than some of these players. He's turned things around because at least he shows some fight sometimes.
Yeah, but you do want to move off of 2 years.
No,
in 2 years, you would not like
he's 31.
have the
he's
replacement.
31.
Right?
If you got to sell him because otherwise you're going to get nothing for him, and he's just getting older. I agree. I think this is the move to do it. I think every time, whether it was with Ten Hag, with Ole, we tried to we're going to do it. It's like, no, we have a plan now. We have real footballing people in charge. We don't have the moron Glazers and the moron Ed Woodward and Richard fucking Arnold and the other guy, Murtaugh, that fucking idiot. We have real footballing people in. Omar Barada is starting in the summer. Dane Ashworth, okay, they're haggling. We'll talk about it in a second. They're really digging in, apparently. But we're going to get him. It's a matter of time. And we're going to go slow, bro. This is not a win now thing. This is a low and slow. Get the wages under control. Get the fucking debt under control. Let's sell our big ticket players because you got to sell them, bro. Because they got to go cut their grass elsewhere. Like you got to kind of call it with all those players and just focus on the young lads and a couple piecemeal players. And then just build a squad. Build a squad by buying players from outside of England because that's the only way you're going to be able to do it on an affordable basis. And like I said, have the guy who would just be thrilled to get the job in the first place. Have them well trained, well drilled. Tell the higher ups who's not working hard, who's got attitude issues. Turn the squad over a couple times, and we'll eventually get there. But like you said, the next guy is not going to be the guy that's going to win or go for anything meaningful while they're manager, and that's okay. I've come around to it. That's probably the right move.
Yeah, it's the opposite of what we've done the last decade. And it's time we kind of get to this like, no, we're going to stop this billion-pound team, tear it apart, get what we can for it, and then reinvest in the next Mbappe, like Sir Jim Ratcliffe so wisely said. And speaking of trying to find the next Mbappe, Ashworth would be the man to do it from Deadline Day Live. Manchester United will not sway from appointing Dan Ashworth as their next sporting director, despite his current club, Newcastle, digging in their heels over any deal. Again, this is just a bunch of huffing and puffing. Number one, Ashworth knows all the targets that Newcastle won.
Yep.
And Newcastle would not be in a rush to help Manchester United. So, like, if we want them now, it's $20 million, right? If we want them at the end of the summer, maybe it's 10. And so there's a ticking amount of time where Newcastle's paying this guy to not work for them to when they will be willing to sell. And I think they'll get to a deal. Single digits makes sense to me, honestly. But they're going to hold it as long as it's going to injure United. Like, this deal will hurt United in the short term because we will not have Ashworth. Who knows what he's actually... I bet he's already involved in some way with Ineos and talking to him, off the record, so to speak, on who he would trust to make calls in the interim before he's there, right? Because if you're getting an Ashworth, you're going to communicate of how he would want it set up so it's ready when he comes in.
Especially if he can't start right away, right? Like
yes, exactly.
Omar already can't start until the summer, until the season's over. That's the deal that was made between United and City. And like you said, the sooner he gets in, the better. But like they're gonna lay groundwork. Like we're probably laying groundwork right now to even have something that's appropriate for an Omar to show up and work under. Because right now, because we've been in the dinosaur age, bro. This club was stuck in the past. If you listen to ex-players, right, Zlatan talked about, a lot of players talked about, like this club is like stuck in the Stone Age, and we got to get modern. We got to get tech savvy. We got to be all about numbers and the data and, sports science and all this shit. And we got to bring in the heavies. And so the only thing that gives me a little hope is that Barada's coming in. He's a serious football guy. They got Brailsford. They'll come in over the next 12 months. The whole team will be there and they'll be ready to go. And it's like, we're going to make mistakes this first summer. And this summer is all about selling. I don't think we're going to be making big splashes. Maybe some like cheapo buys of players you've never heard of, which I'm also totally fine with. But we got to sell. We got to sell a lot. We got to sell a lot of not even just like the Rashford. Like, who do we sell these huge stars that like a lot of people want to keep, a lot of people want to sell. You have to sell like the players that nobody wants, bro. Like you have to sell Jadon Sancho. You have to sell Donny Van de Beek. You have to sell
Sancho's not doing bad at Dortmund. I want that. People are going to want him. Like it won't be a lot of money, but people will want Sancho. Will get
the wages.
sold.
The wages are going to be
Anthony,
very
here's
difficult.
the deal.
Wages are going to be very difficult.
I know we don't like Jadon Sancho, but someone will pay $30 million for Jadon Sancho. Nobody's paying $30 million for Anthony.
No,
that's the difference between those players.
No,
I'll let you
true.
know. Call him out as much as you want. Say whatever, but European football clubs will pay money to get Jadon Sancho.
We're going to be stuck with
that. Is like he is a good player. Clearly has a bad
Lazy.
attitude, but somebody will fix him up. Let's just hope they're not Dutch. Next bit of news, sir. You want to walk through this one here?
Eriksen wants out. That's you're not getting a lot of game time. I believe his contract expires at the end of the season. I like Eriksen. I thought that was a really good signing from Ten Hag last year on the free. I played really well. We had some really good midfield performances when him and Casemiro and Bruno were shining. He should have played more. He should have played yesterday. He should have played more this season. But if we're going to do all the, like Casemiro has to go. He looks a totally different player than last year. Do you get rid of Eriksen?
I think this is poor man management from Erik ten Hag. You keep starting McTominay over Eriksen. It's like this manager should be able to keep Eriksen happy because if he's healthy, he's a great player and he's a good asset. I know that in certain situations it's been a liability, but you bring him on the 60th minute when you need to go for it or you're getting cooked or you need 3 points. Like, yeah, he might not defend well, but he's got to try to help link the attack. We've seen it so many times, him putting the balls over the top. I think this smells to me, we've watched this game for over 20 years, sir, that him and the manager don't get along. Like, Eriksen and him don't work together. Like, that's just why he's not playing it. You can tell, like, something with Eriksen and this team, and now he wants out. And it's like, this is a guy that for another year would be great. And it's sad to see this kind of play out this way. Like we saw this with Ahmad as well. He can't get minutes. He's a good player. Then all of a sudden the press, he wants to leave, go on loan, da-da-da-da. It's like, this is how it kind of bubbles up. And seen too much of this season. Too many, like Varane as well, like too many names. Too many names for it just to be the players, certain players. Like Eriksen's a great professional, dude. Captain of the Denmark team, like, he played amazing at Brentford the year before he came to United. This guy, I couldn't imagine him being a drama queen.
No, I don't think so either. And I don't think he has been managed well by Erik ten Hag. So he's within his right to leave. He should get more game time. He's on decent money, but he's a great player. And I think he has a role to play at this team. And he's a good experienced professional. He's a good mentor for some of these younger lads. But that's the way the season. There's going to be collateral damage, bro. You're going to get rid of this Dutch guy, but there's going to be like fallout on the way
because he needs to keep him on side and happy, and in order to do that, you got to find spots for them to play.
You got to play Ahmad more. You got to play him more. It doesn't make.
That's
any sense.
the challenge of being a manager is like getting people games. That they're gonna
keep them happy.
Exactly, and there just hasn't been enough rotation this season, sir. Jumping into fan questions. Ooh, let's see. How we doing here at Christian G 10873? My son's face exactly when Brentford scored. I think top 5 mission is impossible. Amazingly cute baby, but he doesn't look happy that Brentford scored in the 96th minute.
No. But he doesn't look surprised either, which is my face. I was not surprised. I was like, they're gonna score. They're good. They deserve a goal. They deserve 2. We shouldn't have gotten a point.
At you, Bosun, quote, don't care how many, but many people need to lose their job at this football club. Some of the worst football I've ever seen. Brentford is awful, and they made them look like ballers. That's all you need to know. It's not like a top 10 Brentford side either. At D_Cole18, Hoofball FC, Mashed Potatoes FC, Uninspired FC, Lack of Continuous Effort FC, Overpaid FC. Call it what you will. This was brutal to watch. Why can we only ever get up for big games when we score in the first 15 minutes? These are the teams we used to look forward to beating 16-0. At MMabaugh13, did anyone think Brentford weren't going to equalize after the Mount goal? All season we've given up goals immediately after scoring. It was always going to happen. Very lucky to get a point, and we were outclassed in every possible way. Whew, it's coming, sir. What does Bane say?
The fire rises.
Do it already. Just like, what are you waiting for?
At Jackborn86.
I know what you did last summer. Like, what are you waiting for? Just do
I
it already.
wish we had half the tenacity of 15th place Brentford. Sirs, where do you place the majority of the blame? How can this talented squad be so fucking bad? Where do you place the majority of the blame?
Well, there's more players than there are coaches. So he deserves to get fired. He'll get fired. He's made so many mistakes. He hasn't changed. But like these players, half of them are more than half are bluffers. They've been bluffing for years. They bluffed under Rangnick, Ole, Jose. So I blame everybody. But the first head to go is the easiest head to get rid of. It's like you can't really fire. I guess you can fire players. You can buy out the contract. That's effectively what they're going to do with Ten Hag. So.
I mean, he puts McTominay in that midfield and doesn't change it.
Sir, it's like
he's going
to go first.
Where do I place the majority of the game for conceding 31 shots against Brentford?
Coaching.
The coaching, because he couldn't make the adjustment to get a hold of the game. And so it felt like when we just put the players out there and they're drowning, you got to make moves. And so, yeah, the players didn't play well, but then we couldn't get, we're not trying to dominate possession, control the game. That's just not what the tactic is. And I have to go to Ten Hag with that one. At Randy Scrandy L, how can we watch these jokers get dicked on by a team as bad as Brentford and think this manager and this group of clowns are heading in the right direction? It's worse than Ole, and I didn't even think that was possible. Do you think it's worse than Ole right now?
No, I think it's as bad as Ole. I think we hit a trough. We hit this trough every 18 months, and it's just as bad. Just as bad.
Yeah, you know what's amazing is we never have that 10th.
It's also this thing. It's like, guys, if you ever have the recency syndrome, it's like everything seems worse that just happens. So it's like if you had watched back these games, bro, go watch the Villarreal final and tell me what was worse.
Somehow under Rangnick, the games were just as bad, but I don't think we were getting cooked as much as it seems like under Rangnick it was just kind of going through the motions, and then the other team would score, but we wouldn't be conceding. We weren't against the clock we are now.
Ole got beat 4-0 by Watford, who got relegated.
No, I think the Ole ending was short and the worst you've ever seen.
It was not. Remember, they waited a month to fire him.
No, but this has been a season of what I'm saying. It's Rangnick was a half year of just horrible football. Ole was a month of the worst you've ever seen.
Comparing scats.
So the lows of the low of Ole were probably lower than we are now, and this has just been death by shit.
Season over.
This has been death by shit football. This has just been somehow playing this poorly and then somehow getting enough results so that we keep doing it. It's just
well, we've had these weird moments of also weird highs, bro. Like the fucking bicycle kick from Garnacho and the late winner against Wolves by Kobe and Kobe's breakout in the first place. So it's been a terrible season, but there's little.
Yeah, but the Wolves comeback shouldn't have ever happened because we should have just locked it up. It's just
I'm just trying to polish the turd.
Polish it up, sir. Keep polishing. Look, that's it. That's the podcast. We're going to be polishing it hard the rest of this season. If you like fan content, please support us on Patreon, patreon.com/AmericaRedDevils, AmericaRedDevils.store, AmericaRedDevils.com. Sir, give us our top 10 downloads last 7 days.
Number 1, how you doing? How you doing? Chicago, Illinois, Dublin, Ireland, LA, California, Philadelphia, PA, Brooklyn, New York, Melbourne, Australia, San Francisco, California, Charlotte, North Carolina, Houston, Texas, and last but not least, Dallas, Texas. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do without you. Always darkest before it's pitch black. Chelsea Blues. Hello. Let's get a win. You know what? End the season.
Hey, Chelsea, Scouse Bastards. It's going to be entertaining. Fight night. Let's go.
And you never agree.